Hello everybody, this is Ian Smith from Synchrotech Solutions, and just want to make sure my screen is being shared for the recording session. This is Microsoft Dynamics 365, and we're going to be looking into insights by InsideView, and we're going to do the list build. And so this is in order to gain a marketing list or a lead list or a prospect calling list, whatever you want to call it. It's in order to enable a lead list build, you just have to first import the solution into Microsoft Dynamics CRM. So I'll just show that briefly from the settings and solutions area. We're working with a demo copy of Microsoft Dynamics 365 Enterprise Edition for sales, and it's version 9. So we've also installed the solution from the AppSource Marketplace. Get solutions from Microsoft Dynamics AppSource Marketplace. We've installed that solution. There's very little configuration involved, just a one-time walkthrough to provide authentication so that the Insights tool can talk to the CRM system. And going back to sales, you see I've actually already uploaded some leads. The leads in the list builder come in two types. There's companies, and there's the individual people at those companies. So you can upload either individual people and the company information together, or just the company information. The ones there's actually more companies that don't have people information, especially on the smaller scale. So that's why I have companies in the system that don't have any people. So you see the company name here, the industry, the annual revenue, the number of employees. The topic is just a field that you can use to say where you got the information. It's a required field when you get into the form of the lead, but it's not required to import. You can actually import it without a topic. Typically the last name and the topic are required fields for the lead record in the CRM system. So once you get your lead list, you have a phone call, you have phone numbers here. We have the geographic location, we have the industry. So we know pretty much who we're calling on, and we can start deciding if these people are real prospects and trying to find out if they're interested or would be interested in the product or service that we're marketing. So in order to get these leads into the system, there's a free tool now that comes with the Insights by InsideView is the free tool. And part of that is the list builder. And I've created a couple of lists already, so you can see for Easton, Pennsylvania. These are all the data selection criteria that I've chosen. So city, state, employee size, revenue, job function, and job level. And there's even more options that we won't get into right now. But basically what you do is just export this list. You do minimal adjustments in the Excel spreadsheet and then re-import it as a CSV file. So there's the export and there's the import. So the first thing you do is just come into, again, the navigation. If you're working in sales, service, marketing, just go over here to Insights and List Build and just say New List. And we're going to say I'll base it on city and state. You can also base it on area code or zip code or even region. That's a pretty large region. But I'm just going to say city and state for now. And I want to say Bethlehem, PA. I'm going to look at employee size, companies with employee size of 0 to 500, and from revenue of 1 million to 15 million. And then I'm going to narrow it down by industry. So I'm just going to say manufacturing. would say both consumer product and industrial manufacturing. And I'm going to further limit the selection based on job function. So for job function, I'm going to take, in my case, I'm thinking CRM systems. So I'll just take those job functions. And then job levels. I want to see if I can get in contact with those people. So turns out to be a rather small list of people, but that's okay. Again, these are the companies that it found with people, and these are those people, and these are all the companies that it found. So I could take all these companies, or I could just take the records that it found where it actually has the people at those companies. So in order to get a better feel for it, I'll go with the ones that have the people for now, but you could do both. In the interest of time for this video, I'll just do the 12 people here. And of course, this can be a much larger list if you take a wider geographic area, or you make larger company size, or any of the other less filtering criteria. So first thing we don't want to do is just export the list. And this tells you how many you have remaining. So I've already exported something around 280 or 290, and I get 500 altogether. So I think actually 190 plus 12 is 200, and then I have 300 remaining. So I get 500 per month per user, and I get 500 people, and I get 500 companies. So if you have 10 users on the CRM system, then you could get up to 10,000 records per month, 500 people per user, and 500 companies per user times 10. So when I export it, it just takes it over here to this downloads area. And if I open the folder, I just open it. Okay, that took a little bit longer than expected. So I have last name, which is cool. I have account description, which is a description field. So I have account name. So basically, what I can do for the topic that I need is typically I would take a combination of the last name and the company name, because it's possible that you have a couple of contacts for the same company. So I would just do a concatenation here. And that just takes a couple of seconds, right? So I would concatenate the company name, and I'm just going to keep it real simple for the purpose of this demo. And I'm going to take the last name, so they're just jammed together. And I would copy them down. It really just is to make it a distinct record. And then I would copy it again and make it, instead of a formula, the actual values. And that's it. So I just say file save as CSV, and that's data 6 file. And I just change the type to CSV, comma, separated values, save it, close it, and right, so there it is again. Just drag that off to the side for a second. And now I'm going to import it. So I drag my folder over here. And it's already there. Next. And my default delimiter is already comma, so I don't need to change that. And I actually have previously created a map for insights by InsideView people going into leads. So I just need to tell it again that it's going into leads. Just type L, and it found it. Now, here's where I just make sure that everything's mapped. And again, since I've already previously mapped this, it doesn't seem like it picked up on the fact that I've already previously mapped account employees to number of employees. So I'll just map that again. Number of employees. And account ownership, account primary industry. Not sure if that's going to go into the industry code or not. I'll try it. Industry code is an option set. So these are the mappings for the option set. I'm just going to say OK there. And primary NAICS code, there isn't a field for that in the lead record in the CRM system, but we could easily create one. Ticker symbol, I'm not too worried about. The biography would be like the description of the person. I'm not going to map that because I'm not sure that I have a separate field for that in the CRM system, but I could create one. I also noticed that sometimes it's not populated in the Insights by InsideView. The lead source is just going to say, it's just going to say InsideView. Telephone, zip code, state, job title, all that stuff's already mapped. And the way, so you just have to go through that one time to map it, and then you save it as a map. I'll show you where you do that. So there's a couple of unmapped fields, but we don't care about them, so we're going to ignore them. And then review the mapping summary, and OK. And this is where you say, if you want to save this map for future purpose, you can say Insights by InsideView people to leads, and today's date. I believe this is at least the second time I'm doing this today, so I'll just put a -2 on the end. And that's the second map, so that should be, you know, for me, the most recent one. That's how many characters you get, so you have to be a little bit less verbose than I was here with this name of the data map. And so now we do the import, and it says, yep, you're on your way. I don't know what that is. So here's my screen where I started out, right? So to review, I did build a new list. I can see, you know, get a preview of the records that are on my list. There's more over here. This is not a great view. Obviously, it normally shows the company information here for the stuff that we're downloading. And then you can adjust the selection criteria. You can save these views. So I can do save this one as Bethlehem. Okay. That's just saving it. So now when we go to list build next time, it starts out with a list of the views that you've already, lists that you've already created. So in the meantime, my list should have imported, and where I see that is in the settings area. I mean, I could just go to sales and leads and expect to see my new leads here. So in order to do that, I would just hit the refresh button, and I would expect to see leads now from Bethlehem, and I don't see them here yet. So refresh again. No. So let's go settings and data and imports. And it says that it completed just, I don't know when. Like, I don't know, it was created 5 minutes ago, but let's see what happened. I go to my recently viewed records and my recently viewed views. So here's Bethlehem. So they just showed up in the meantime. So I can open up one of these records. I mean, actually what I do sometimes is just come in here and I look at the industry and I look at the company size and I look at the company name. And I just decide if that's a company I want to go after or research further. So Flexicon Corporation looks great, so I'm going to investigate this. I'm going to open it up. So I have a lead list now, a marketing list, prospect calling list, whatever you want to call it. This Insights is also shows up on my lead form, so I can do more research from here. If you open it up, you can see firmographic information all in one place, news about the company, other key contacts that you might be able to find at that company. You can do more research about the sector. Again, the news. This is a nice feature when it finds similar type accounts, that if you deemed a particular account to be in your target market, it can suggest similar type accounts. Here's where there's other companies that you may not have noticed the first time, other individual people that you may not have noticed the first time around. So we have a sales manager. So for some reason they didn't get picked up. They might not have been considered the right jobs function or the right job level. But if you want to add this person, global sales manager, so you can add them as a lead also. So if we watch for that. It just takes a second. Basically synchronizing that record with the CRM system. And then you can go to that person and we have the same information. You know, name, job title, obviously the company information. And this pane here where they're providing additional information. So then you would, you know, work the lead. You would find out whether they have a purchase time frame for the product or service you're offering, if they're interested at all. If they did, whether they had a budget for your purchase of your product or service offering, what their type of process is, and whether or not you've identified a decision maker, what their need might be. And if you can, you qualify the lead. If not, you would disqualify the lead and take them off your list. But this is the way to build the list, and it's using the included application called Insights by InsideView, in particular the list build feature functionality. It's free. It's included with the Dynamics 365 Enterprise Edition for sales, and you get 500 of these type leads with names and 500 leads that have companies. You can upload them as accounts and contacts also, as opposed to leads. So either way, whichever way works for you. But this is really just a great way to get started with, you know, building a lead list in a particular geographic area for a particular industry, and that's how you do it. It's a pretty straightforward process. So any, let's just do this. Let's put this, my contact information back up on the screen. Thank you all for watching. Any questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to help with any Dynamics 365 for Sales implementations.